In this episode, we will talk about designs in anime and manga and aesthetics. And in the beginning, I have a question for you. The question is, well, rather a statement. Designs in anime and manga are nowadays the most important thing, and I don't like it. We will now discuss designs and aesthetics in anime and manga, and in the answer, we will try to answer the question or falsify the statement.
Mm-hmm.
And to clarify, we will not talk that much about art and animation specifically, how something is technically made to look smooth or fluid. But we can talk about if an attack is designed cool, if it has a cool color palette, if the transformation is cool designed in that attack. About that we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
But not about the cleanliness of the animation. Shall we begin?
Yes.
I think we should start with drip. That's probably the thing which firstly comes to mind if we talk about designs in anime and manga. Or do you have another major topic? Should we start with male drip or should we start with waifus?
I don't care at all.
Then let's start with male drips.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though we don't associate men that much with style, drip, and clothing, there are a lot of drippy male in anime and manga, I would say. And a lot of male characters with cool designs and clothing. Especially some of the most popular male characters are popular because of their style. Not only because of that, but I think that's still a big factor.
Mm.
You know some ones, right? Which I want to get at.
Of course, this guy called again with the umbrella.
Engine from Gotcha Kuta.
Yes.
I meant Gojo and Sanjin Woo.
Oh, okay.
Because even though they have simple clothing, they are quite drippy characters and have a nice, eye-pleasing design.
True.
And they are some of the most popular male characters.
Yeah.
But Engine is also dripped out. In general, Gotcha Kuta is a very good example for dripped out characters and,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, out there design.
Yeah.
Do you have other characters where you like their clothing, or you can even say their armor, their weapons that they're using, which are cool designed?
Ooh, I would say Rengoku, of course. Well, all of the Hashiras have nice trip, I would say.
Yes. Normally, I'm not the Demon Slayer fan, but I would say designs is one of the strong suits that the series have. I think all of the Hashiras have a very cool and unique design.
Yes.
That's quite nice. A rare Demon Slayer W.
Mm-hmm. I would
And
say the Black Clover, the bulls have nice trip, especially Yami.
yes, with Clover and Bulls, there's another topic which we can connect with designs, where we have group attires and uniforms.
Mm.
Because in Black Clover, for example, all of the mage guilds have the same, let's say, cloth. The most
Yeah.
famous group attire and uniform is obviously the Katsuki one, which is hella drip.
Mm-hmm.
You can basically spot an Naruto fan based on that.
Yes.
I would say the Katsuki cloth or the Katsuki drip is probably the most anime clothing that people wear. It's the most iconic one, I would say.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who have hoodies, for example. Or to put it in the same boat, also hoodies, t-shirts, and stuff where a Mangekyo Sharingan is on.
Mm.
So drip can be very important to recognize a series.
Yes.
But uniforms can also make some series boring. If a uniform is nothing special. I think an example for that is Full Metal Alchemist. I don't like Rip in that series. In general, most of the designs they are rather boring.
Hmm.
For
Yes.
example, Roy Mustang is a cool character, but his uniform looks so boring.
Yeah, I get that. Yes.
You could have done way more. Do you have any example for boring designs or boring uniforms?
Um, I would say basically every Romans because obviously they all have almost every time the same clothing, the school clothing, but with
High school
different colors.
uniform.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's basically almost every time the same.
That's also a problem in uniforms have. If a whole cast has the same uniform, they look kind of unified and become a gray blob where nobody stands out really.
Yes, yes.
So yes, I think you can use uniforms, but you need to make them hella drippy, or not everyone needs to wear a uniform.
Mm,
For example, Togen Anki is a great example. I like, in terms of designs, I find the abilities they look really cool. But the uniforms in that show are boring because they all look the same.
yes.
I think that's a great example where there can be cool design and extremely boring design in the same show.
Mm,
But I understand why mangaka or animators do that because it's kinda easy to always animate the same uniform.
yeah, it is.
For example, Kishimoto in the Naruto in the Fourth Ninja World War, he gave everyone the same Shinobi Alliance uniform to make it easier to draw for himself because it was a big Avengers event where every character was, and
Mm,
it's easier to draw every character when they all have the same clothing. At least
yes,
the good guys.
yes. So basically every Romance anime is ruled out for being a nice trip.
Depends. I think certain characters can have nice clothing
Yes.
or cute clothing. For example, Vagori is a good example. If you want to go to good drip in romance anime, let's use that word. I
Ooh.
think I like her dresses. They look kind of cute.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I can go with that.
It's in general when you go in the romance, when you go to the date, when the female character or the male character wears something more special, which
Mm,
breaks the normal gray mold from the uniforms.
yes.
That's
Another.
also an element.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, go on.
no, no, you go on.
That's also an element with which you can play. If something looks plain the whole time and then you change it to make it more different, then the difference is contrasted heavier because of
Hmm.
a change. Now you can go on.
Another good example with nice design is, I would say, Marriage Toxin. You have so much different characters, and every character looks unique. We have May, who is the marriage swindler who dresses as a girl, woman. We have
A trip.
Arashiyama, Himekawa, Ureshino. Like all of them have nice designs, I would say.
And in terms of that, I think we can also make a bridge towards Dojo with more eccentric designs from the clan users in Marriage
Mm,
Toxin.
yes.
Because if you also have characters with eccentric designs and out there designs who are eye catchers, then that can also be big strengths of your shows.
Yeah.
JoJo's has some of the coolest and most rippiest character designs. Some of the designs are chef kiss. For example, basically the whole part 5 of Italian vibe. There are some nice designs there.
Mm. Yeah, JoJo's is very unique in a lot of ways.
Yes, that's right. One of the most rippiest anime.
Mm.
Do you have
Uh,
anything else for clothing, or should we go on to how the characters actually look?
uh, just go to the characters.
Because I have one more thing for clothing.
Okay?
I also like when the character's clothing kinda resembles their character. Or resembles some of their traits. Let's take Elsa from Fairy Tail, for example. I like that she wears her armors, and because of that, she's a knight who protects her people and her friends. That's also a character that she's willing to sacrifice everything for the guild to protect her friends, like a knight would do. A knight in shining armor.
Mm,
Something like that is very nice.
yes.
If the clothing is mirroring the character's character.
Yes.
Or if the clothing goes against the character's traits. Or their abilities and stuff. Another example of Fairy Tail is Grey with his stripping.
Mm,
The Ice Mage, who's always cold, is always stripping. It's kinda funny. Now we can go on to how characters look if you don't have anything else.
nope.
Do you want to start or should I start?
I have an example for. I would go with Sanlaku from Shangri-La Frontier.
You mean with the mask?
Yes, that's a cool design. It's
Yes. But
definitely unexpected to see something, a character like this.
but it's technically clothing again, but I know where you want to get. If a character has a unique proportion or unique stuff
Mm,
to him or her that they stand out.
yes.
Be it clothing or being a trait of their body.
Yeah.
That's maybe why we also like animal people at times. Who look unique.
Mm-hmm. With their cat ears or the elf ears.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I would say that Shanfo has a lot of unique characters because it's a video game and yeah, there are a lot of NPCs, so a lot of unique characters.
So, you can also see that in general in isekai or gaming shows where characters go into the game where the people can create their characters. There are some wacky ones out there.
Hmm.
Just like in real life.
Yes.
I mean, who hasn't made a character in an RPG, for example, who's green? Who's basically an orc, even though he's a human.
Yeah.
Not me in the Souls game, not me. And those shows resemble that as well.
Yeah.
But I think with how characters are designed, I have an end all be all question for you in terms of that.
Hmm.
Realistic design or not realistic design? More for manga than for anime.
Yes.
Perfect.
More realistic, I would say.
Yes. That's why Sakamoto is the greatest artist still. Because in terms of realistic designs, he's very nice. Boichi as well. There are some great ones. Then what would you say are the strengths of a realistic design when characters are drawn like they are on a painting, for example? What is the strength of that art style?
Um, it's basically empathy, I would say, because if it looks more realistic, then yeah, you can emphasize more with the character and stuff like this.
Kinda, it's in terms of emotions.
Yes, yeah. Um,
I can see where you're coming from.
and it looks realistic character looks so much better. Like those comic like anime characters with more anime characters than yeah, they
I,
can look kind of mid sometimes.
I wouldn't say always better, but you think they look better.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no objective better. It's always subjective if you like a design or art style. That's I think also important for this episode.
yes, yes,
But if you see something that's drawn realistic, like it's a painting, then your brain thinks, "Damn, that's some real art,"
mm,
because it looks more impressive because there are more details.
yes,
But I also think stylized characters or not realistic characters have also some some advantages,
Hmm.
especially for comedy manga or for manga with wacky fights. I think a great example is actually One Piece. Because in One Piece there are so many characters with so much different proportions, body types, sizes, and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though, yes, One Piece has some problems nowadays with art, I still think One Piece is, in terms of designs, one of the coolest series.
It is.
Every
Yes.
character looks unique besides the female characters. Nami clones.
Yes.
But we have so many different races, so many different types of fighters. Everybody has a different height. There are animal people, sky people, whatever people there are.
Mm. Giants.
Yes. All of the places look different. In One Piece, there's so much design and so much different design,
Hmm.
which makes the world also more lived in. But none of that design is realistic, but it's still good.
Yes.
So I would say both have strengths and weaknesses,
It does. Yes.
but I also prefer a more realistic style.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, most seinen have a realistic art style, and I'm a seinen guy.
Yes.
But it can also be funny to put a cartoon character in a more realistic setting. I think Thunder 3 is a great example, which will get an anime. And another example that you actually know is One Punch Man.
Hmm.
Do you know
Yeah.
the One Punch Man manga, or do you just know the anime?
I just know the anime.
The manga is also kind of hyper realistic style. It's
Hmm.
drawn very well. It's S tier
Okay.
art. S tier. Giga S tier. And then we have Goofy as Saitama walking around there.
Yes.
I think that's also a nice contrast with which you can play.
Yes. Yes. It is. Like realistic city, but cartoonish character.
Yes. And in terms of design, something that you can talk more about is animation styles, because there are also some different styles.
Yes.
What's your favorite style? Let's say in animation. I know what you will say, but maybe the listeners don't, so tell them.
Um, One of my favorite animation style, I would say with clean animations. Um, Nice color palette, fluidity, yeah, all of those stuff
The
together.
the UFO table style, basically.
Yes.
Yes, but there can also be some other nice styles which are a bit out there. I think Trigger is a great example.
Mm.
Or how were they called before? Was it Studio Gygax or something?
Gainax.
Gynax, yes. You know the style.
Yes.
Those are some great styles.
And I wouldn't go too far with Saint Saru because mm, they look clean as fuck as well in Dun Dun Dun.
I wouldn't say per se clean, but they have a nice style to them where they always change the color and stuff and make it kind of fresh to look at.
Yes, it is kinda similar to Ufotable, I would say. It is not Ufotable level at all, but it's
They hide the CGI with the color swooping and stuff.
yes,
Kind
but
of.
it's still good.
Yes. That's why art style can also be quite nice, can be a good design choice.
Hmm.
Should we go on to the next topic, or do you have anything else for
Uh,
that?
no, we can go on to the next topic. Um, we, for example, have different. We already talked about it. Different races in isekais. We have elves, we have beastmen, and I'm a big fan of beastmen and elves,
Mm-hmm.
or even dwarves. They are also cool. Like it's basically the stereotypes of those myths, but still, I do enjoy seeing nice drawn dwarves
Most
or
isekais have
elves.
the classic D&D racial palette, which is a good thing.
Yes, yes.
That
It's
connects
quite
rather. Oh, sorry, go on.
it is quite enjoyable seeing those races being well drawn and well portrayed, I would say.
That connects rather well to the next point that I have to the next big ones.
Hmm.
Because we've talked about realistic designs and not realistic designs, and we can also combine that with setting. Because if you have, for example, a historical setting, then the designs are also more grounded in historical. And as you said, in a fantasy setting, we have more fantastical beings and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Because, for example, we can talk now about the Odyssey. If you have a historical setting like the Odyssey or an historical manga, Innocent, Vinland Saga, Vagabond, you know the drill, is it important for you that the people actually look like they're out of the time? Or do you think it's okay if an author takes liberties and make the designs a bit more out there? Like
Um,
Agamemnon, Armor, and Odyssey. Did you see it, that thing, or did you not see that?
I haven't watched Odyssey.
Yes, but I mean the clips. The armor was basically everywhere online.
Yeah. Um, Ooh, I if it's a historical setting, I would rather like to see a more realistic and um, uh, basically picture of
Authentic is the
a
word that I
mirror.
search for.
Yeah, yeah, authentic.
I think the people or the author should try to be authentic, but I don't mind if they take liberties. Especially if they have a historical
Yes,
setting
of
that
course.
matches something. For example, the people who cry about that the Odyssey is not authentic are dumb, in my opinion. Because the Odyssey is a fantasy book. There are monsters. There is a Cyclops in there. Why are we yapping about that my fantasy book has not authentic armors? Come on, guys, you can do better. It's not that deep. By the way, I studied
Yes.
history and prehistory, so I'm kind of the expert on that. And I still had fun with the movie.
Mm,
It was still great. Even though the Agamemnon armor was an aura farming armor and not realistic, who cares? It looked cool. I go to the cinema to have fun,
yeah.
not to watch a documentary. I can do that at home.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. A movie is to entertain you and not to inform you.
Yes.
There's a difference.
But
Anime is also an and
and
yeah,
yes, I mean, if you try to make a history movie with the fact that this movie is based on true history and I want to portray that, then you should be authentic. But if you make an
mm,
action movie in a historical setting, then who cares?
yes.
Demon Slayer is also a historical setting, and no one is crying if that the Hashira don't fit in that age, obviously.
Mm,
People are saying, oh, they are cool action characters with cool designs.
yeah.
It's not
Who
that
cares
deep.
though? Yeah. You should be a little bit authentic, but it's your own work. It's fictional work, so who cares?
Your own work is a great thing because you need to give it your own spin. If you just retell history, yes, it can be fun for certain nerds like me, but for most people, it will be kind of boring.
Mm,
Put a unique spin on it to entertain the people, if that's the
yes.
goal. Then, do you like more fantasy series? Or no, let me rephrase it. To be a fantasy series is good designs besides fantasy races. What does the fantasy series need to fulfill? Are there any other
Yeah,
things?
yes, of course. It shouldn't be like the Konosuba City, like a copy paste of the Konosuba City.
Yes, that's a great point.
In an isekai, you should have like a crazy new world that didn't exist, and like it's a dream of not having our own world in a fantasy world. Like it
You need to
shouldn't copy other.
You need to make
stuff.
something that you can or want to explore,
Yes.
or to give it a different spin. I think a great example is a lot of mysteries, where you have London steampunk sci-fi, st- steampunk fantasy mixed with Lovecraftian horror elements. It's basically like Bloodborne.
Mm.
That's a cool setting. Horror mixed with steampunk and magic. And there are some cool designs because of that. Because the British, yes, they fumbled in certain ways, but their suits and top hats look kinda cool. Let's
Yes.
be real. And
British Mafia has some trip.
yes, I also like the British cops. They are also cool.
Mm.
So you need to give the people some cool designs.
Yes.
Also, what you mentioned before, backgrounds, also important topic that we can talk about.
Absolutely.
Because yes, the background is at mostly not important, but a cool background can make the stuff cooler that the people are doing.
Mm.
For example, Frieren. The background is very. It has a great scenery. The cities are cool. The landscapes are very, very beautiful. But traveling
Yes.
through those would be half as cool if they looked like ass. Or were
Yeah.
designed in a boring way, and every city where they went was Konosuba City.
Yes.
And with that, with different cities and stuff, we also have different cultures because if you travel through the world and have different cultures, all of the cities look kind of different. People have different
Mm.
clothing, different traditions and stuff. I think One Piece is again
Yes.
another great example for that. All of the islands are designed to be distinctly unique, which is great.
Yeah. Um. Yes. With culture, races, and stuff, we can also name, yeah, mountain tribes. We have sea tribes. We have uh desert tribes and stuff. There's everything out there.
Yes. Drawing stuff from our cultures and putting them in the story in a unique way can also be
Mm.
interesting designs.
Yes.
And with that, I have another topic. Do you like it when real stuff is ported from our world into fantastical settings? For me, the coolest example is DRCL, where Dracula looks like Michael Jackson. I think that gives him so much aura
Okay.
because it's quite freeing to see the guy. Got it? I,
Yes.
I see too young for that. But to get again
No,
back
I
to
get I
one,
get it.
but to get back to One Piece stuff that you also know. In One Piece, there are a lot of people who are based upon famous people from our world.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like it
Okay,
when
that's
anime and
what you.
manga do that?
Yes, of course. I like those real life references a lot.
Yes, because references they give you a gotcha, and then you feel good.
Mm. Another example is obviously JoJo's. We have Killer Green, a song from Green. We have Bites the Dust, another
All
song
of
from Green.
all of his stand names.
Yes,
Some people are also named after musicians' songs and stuff.
yes. That's a cool thing. I like it.
Yes, I would also put that off to design. That's quite nice.
Mm.
Do you have anything else, or should we now answer the question for the last part of this episode?
I think we can answer the question from
Okay.
beginning.
My beginning statement was design is one and aesthetics are one of the most important things, not but are we most important thing, let's say it like that, for anime and manga nowadays. I don't like it, but I think it is that way. Do you know why, or do you have an idea why I think that way?
Oh, actually, no idea.
Our current society is quite fast paced on social media.
Mm.
So, what do you need to do if you want to make an anime or manga that gets popular. Because if you make a manga, I think for manga it's more obvious. Most people just see one or two panels of a manga. Let's make an example. We both see a post on social media from a manga panel.
Mm.
Will we ask, oh, that you can ask, oh, that panel looks really cool. The character has a great design. From what series is that? Then we find out what series is and research further. But if a character looks like ass, or the design is better than himself, and it looks mid and swipe away.
Mm.
Same goes for anime. If the characters do not look cool, most people are maybe not interested in that because they also just see a screenshot or a trailer from it or a promotional art.
Mm. Yes, yes.
That's why it's also important for manga covers to look very cool.
Mm.
Because did you buy a manga just because on its cover? Because you thought, oh, that
Uh,
cover looked cool?
Not really, I don't think so.
Yes, you did. Nezumi. I was there with you.
Nah, I was looking at the panels.
Yes, but it caught your initial interest because you saw that the characters were very childlike, and then you saw the parental advisory sticker besides that. That's also
Yes.
design. That's designed to draw your attention. Don't pretend.
Yeah, okay.
That's the point where I want to get at. The first impression needs to land. And for
Mm.
that first impression to land, the design needs to be A, good, or B, needs to be interesting enough, like in the Nezumi case, that you want to look at more. And then you look at the
Yes.
panels and thought to yourself, oh, that was nice. But do you think that is a good thing or a bad thing? Or do you agree or disagree with me? That's the first question I should ask.
Um, I agree, I would say, because yeah, nowadays you need to stand out because it's a lot out there, and yeah, you have to stand out to get
The
the
attention is.
buyers. Yes. So it's very important that you stand out. So you have to use every trick in your book.
Yes. I don't know if it was intentional, but another great example is Kagurabachi. The manga was just getting hype after chapter 1 because the main character looked very memeable. That's also design. People just saw one or two panels and thought it was memeable and then they read it. And then it's stick for
Hmm.
some.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at the most popular shows nowadays. They have some cool designs.
Mhm.
What do you think are the most popular action shonen right now? And then think
I
about,
thi-
have they cool designs?
I think so leveling is out there and top
Yes.
shonen, even though it's mid. Yeah,
Demon
and
Slayer, even
this
though it's mid.
yeah, and I think the designs and animations carry those shows.
JJK. Gojo and Sukuna
Mm.
have cool designs, we have to admit, even though we don't like that as well.
Yes.
Gachakuta, a great show with great design. So you get where we are getting at.
Yeah.
But there are also some shows which are popular where designs are ass and people don't care about it. I, for example,
Mm.
find that some of the Zero designs are awful, but people still like the show.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but tracksuit and whatever Emilia is wearing currently. What is that? Yoga pants with a pelt and bunny ears or rabbit ears. What is that combination?
I
What
don't
is that?
know.
You watch the show, not me.
Yes, but it never got explained why she wears this suit. It's
Yes.
a light novel thing, I think. Yeah, but I think this design is okay. Yeah,
Just like a camel
I do.
toe reveal.
What camel toe?
Forget it.
Huh?
Forget it. There are also
Okay.
some other designs try to rage bait you, if we have in a show where we have like a bunch of cool characters, and then there's a wimpy ass looking motherfucker. I think you want to
Mm.
talk about a certain show like that.
Yes, yes, exactly.
We nearly forgot,
Uh,
but I made the
yeah,
perfect segue.
the the this show is pretty mid because the MC is fucking annoying. He looks like a fucking baby, like a 10-year-old or some.
You need to say what show it is.
Yeah, it's Buchigiri. I watched half of what's out there right now, and yeah, the designs is trash. The fucking background is trash. It looks like a mix of Japan and India. Like, what the hell is this? The characters are mid. They're yeah, everything about the show is fucking mid.
Pro said everything that I dislike about Tokyo Revengers in terms of designs besides the India Japan stuff. I also think the
Like,
characters there are designed mid and look like wannabe cool guys. And the MC is also a crybaby who looks like ass.
dude, I really, really, really hate the MC of Buchigiri. He looks like a baby. He he acts like a baby. This motherfucker annoys me. Like all all the time he does something nice. It's only when he gets like this another strange thingy what with a strange design, this Butchigiri thingy. This looks also mid, and then this thingy gives our MC power, and then he one punches the enemy,
Ah,
and then he loses. This show is trash. I really
yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah, we will talk about it in the
Recap.
end of this month. Yeah.
By the way, we need to talk about one more thing, which is
Yes. What
giga
is?
important, but we have forgotten. Female character designs.
Yes, true.
Waifus. We need to talk about it.
Boobies.
Haha.
I said everything.
There can be a bit more.
The bigger the boobies, the bigger the hype.
I would disagree. I don't like the planets.
Uh, I have seen a clip on Insta a few days ago where a girl had bigger boobs than her fucking face, and this is all about boobie regression.
I mean, you watch One Piece. That's the standard there.
Yeah, true.
But what does actually good female character design needs to have? Because let's be real, if we see a panel or if we see a clip with a nice looking waifu, then our attention is immediately drawn towards that show. We need to know the source. It
Hmm.
is what it is.
Um, I would go to the example of Apothecary Diaries.
Uh-huh.
Um, I would say Mau Mau doesn't look that much of an eye catcher, but even though she doesn't, she's famous and everybody loves her because she looks um not like those abominations with boobs bigger than the earth. Yeah,
With two planets orbiting around them, let's say it like that.
yes. She just looks like a real young woman, and yes,
Also, her kinda cat design at times helps to sell the character.
yes, definitely.
Yes, but not following the conventions can also be a great choice of design. Makes you
Mm,
unique. Yes, but there, I think for everyone, be it waifu or husbando, I think there are certain types of designs that trigger someone. For example,
yes.
for me, when a character has like white hair or gray hair, that's nice. Unless they are old, obviously.
Mm,
But white haired wife or white haired dudes are always cool.
yeah, yeah, true.
Or if a white or if a female character looks kinda more elegantly or mature if you know where I'm going to be at. That looks also
Hmm.
nice. That gives a person aura, I think.
Yes.
Do you have also some triggers for that regard, or
Not really. I'm not looking at female characters that much. Like, I mean, if I see boobies, then I'm like nice, and if I'm not seeing boobies, then I'm like also nice.
so
Um,
that's why he's a romance connoisseur? I see.
yes, yes. Uh, um, yeah, but I don't have special in anime special types in woman.
But to get back towards the question that I posed in the beginning, waifus are also a great, important design factor that a show can succeed in to draw people's attention to it.
Yes, true that.
I think that also strengthens the argument.
Or in our case, Nezumi, which we talked earlier before, a
Mm,
childish looking girl, and
assassin.
then yes, being assassin.
Yes. But to get back to a question, do we like that everything is so dependent on looks and design? Do we like style over substance to sell shows on people? I know why it is
N-
that way, and I think it's always that way, but and we can't do anything about it, but do we find it still good?
Not really, I would say. There's so much more that's important to a story than just yeah, design and animations.
Yes, I think you can use it as an eye catcher to draw people's attention in, and then you need to stick the landing
Hmm.
to draw people in.
Yes,
I think that's a good closing statement.
it is, I would say.
What's up for next week?
For next week, you can decide between two things. I have prepared two things. The first thing would be we would talk about animes that should have gotten a second season and why they should have gotten a second season. We elaborate a little bit why they should have gotten a second season. Live. Or the other thing would be we write a perfect starting into an anime. We can decide whatever genre we choose, and we would write a perfect ending in our way to start anime XY. We would even give it a name, and then we would read out our stories that we wrote, and we will, yeah,
We would
present
write a
to you
perfect
guys.
ending to start an anime XYZ. That's a good one. We take that.
What? I said a
That's
starting.
what you said. You can cut this part and then hear what you said. Don't get, but we take the more creative part.
Okay. Then we will write an opening to an anime.
But let's do
Like,
multiple because one opening is just a bit fast.
y- yeah, but we can take a little bit more, like 5 minutes for the
Yes,
start,
yes,
because
exactly.
we have to get the story rolling a little bit.
It's around about 5 minutes, and then we take two or three, and then we are finished.
Yes, yes,
But
yeah, okay,
then we take that.
yes. So we hope to you want to hear our stories to start an anime in the next episode.
Or
Until
manga.
then, yes, until then, have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.